Alright, this video I'm going to teach you how to bench press a lot more weight. If you don't lift weights that often, you might not know these techniques, so it's going to be, you're going to be benching a lot less weight than you actually can. If you just learn these techniques and get used to them, you're going to bench press a lot more weight. Alright, first off, keep your feet flat on the ground. It's okay, I guess, to raise up on top in the balls of your feet when you're benching is fine. But don't arc your back, meaning, like when you're laying down, don't arc your back like this. Keep it flat on the floor, flat on the bench. Alright, and you want to push off your feet when you're benching as well. So if you go on the balls of your feet, it's okay. Also, when you're benching, you want to make sure that the weight, when you bring it off the rack, you line it up with your nipple line. Okay, you're going to bring it up here and then bring it down. So then the bar goes across your nipple line. Okay, that's where you're strongest, and you're going to push out. Alright, if you bench press and you bring the weight and then you hold it up here, you're very weak. Alright, when you have your shoulders up here, you're very weak because all you're utilizing is your shoulders, that's it. So you got to keep your elbows a little bit down, alright, like this. Bring it down to your nipple line, push it back up. Alright, when you bring it down, that's your time to relax. Okay, so you're going to bring it down, relax. It's okay to even just to kind of almost pop it off your chest, but not to the point where you just drop it on your chest and, but you're going to kind of just relax, let it come down to your chest, and then push it back up and push it up as hard as you can and breathe out. Okay? Because if you bring it down slow, alright, it's going to make it a lot harder to bench press a lot because you're working on the negatives. When you work on the negatives, it turns the bench into like, each rep becomes like 2 reps because you got 1 rep down and then 1 rep back up, which is fine to work out that way, but realize that if you do that, you're not going to bench press a lot because bringing it down slow will take out pretty much a lot of your energy. So you got to kind of relax, bring it down, and then bring it back up and breathe out fast, or just breathe out when you push it up. So you relax, breathe in, and then breathe out, and make sure that you're pushing it off your nipple line. This is very important. Okay, so when you grab the bar, line up your fingers. There's a marking on each side of the bar. Line up your fingers to that marking. I typically line up my ring finger to that marking, and it has to be even on both sides. That's how you're going to be able to bench the most. Alright, if you have too far on one side and then not the same width on this side, it's going to be imbalanced when you bench. Okay, so you got to have it the same equal distance. So you get that lining. You get that distance judgment from the lines on each side. Alright? So you either put your ring, you can put your pointer finger there, you can put your middle finger there, or you can put your ring finger, or you can put your pinky finger, just whatever. But realize that the closer you have it in, the harder it is going to be to bench press a lot of weight. Because the closer you have the bar in, the more you're utilizing your tricep muscles. Alright? So the wider that you have it out, not too wide, but when you have a good distance, like about this distance, you're going to be the strongest. Alright? So you got to find that right distance. Not too wide, but not too narrow. It's got to be the right distance, which is pretty much, about pretty much like shoulder width apart. Like for me, it's right here. Alright? If I go too wide, it's going to be difficult. If I go too close, it's going to be hard. Alright? So keep those principles in mind when you're bench pressing. And, I'll demonstrate it, but I'll demonstrate some of the techniques I'm talking about. Just lean back, line up your fingers, relax on down, and then push it up and breathe out when you pop up. Okay. Alright, so that's a demonstration. Another thing, be very careful when you lift heavy weights if you don't have a spotter. If you don't have a spotter, don't push yourself to that extra rep or two, because it's pretty dangerous. Alright, so keep that in mind, and I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to put it on pause right now. Alright, what I'm going to show you right now, it could save your life if you ever get in a situation. Say you're bench pressing alone, and you can't get the weight up. Alright? Then you're in a sticky situation. The most important thing, you can't get the weight up, do not let the weight come on top of your neck. Alright? That's pretty much like death right there. You gotta roll it towards your stomach. Sit up. Or drop the weights to the side. So roll it down, drop the weights to the side, or roll it down and just sit up. Alright, so I'm going to demonstrate right here. Say you're doing bench press, and then you can't get it up. Alright, roll it towards your stomach, sit up. Let it rest on your legs, it's okay. Or you can drop it to the side, let the weights fall off. Alright? So, you can't do the weight, roll it towards your stomach, and sit up. Okay? Sometimes these benches have an extra rack in the bottom where you can place it in the bottom rack if you can't lift it up, like this. So you can't lift it, you're trying to push, you can't lift it, put it on the second rack, and get out of it. Alright, just be very careful, especially if you're a beginner. Don't push yourself too hard if you don't have a spotter. Okay? And just keep those principles in mind to increase your bench weight. Alright, remember, proper judgment of distance of your arms. Keep your elbows more tucked closer to your body rather than out like this. Closer to your body, about shoulder width apart. Line it up with your nipple line. Push it out. Relax coming down. Okay, push it back out. And just those principles alone should increase your bench press rate a lot. All right. So demonstrate it again. Line up your fingers. All right, with the line right here, line it up. Bring it up. All right, relax. Come up. Relax. Come up. Relax. Push up. Relax. Relax. Alright, if you bring it down slow, it will be very difficult to bench press a lot. You gotta relax. Alright? Just be very careful. There's a lot of injuries that you could get if you don't do it correctly. A lot of times people injure their shoulders and stuff like that. Alright?